with Hey, what's up, guys? Mike Kruzich here with the finalexpensedojo.com. Today, I'm going to go through a 104 niche underwriting cheat sheet. This is the ultimate cheat sheet for underwriting final expense life insurance. Okay. We're going to go through every single little health underwriting niche, which carrier will approve them for first day level coverage. And this is going to really blow your mind in a lot of circumstances, because a lot of people, they just want to throw customers into guaranteed issue a lot of times. And not only is that bad for the client when they can get level first day coverage elsewhere, but guess what? It's bad for you too, because you're not going to get paid as much, right? It's usually as earned and lower comp with guaranteed issues. So this is going to help you help your clients, right? Because you don't want Michael Kruzich to come out there and replace your policies because you didn't get this guide. All right. So everybody that watches the video until the end, guess what? I'm going to give you the PDF. I'm going to give you the website where you can get the PDF of every single condition so you can print it off, save it on your phone so you can have it in the field. But right now, I'm going to go through every single one. And you know what? Grab a pen and paper. This is phenomenal training that you're not going to get from your upline. You're not going to get from these other YouTube gurus that just want to recruit you and sell you leads. Okay. I'm just giving you content. I'm just giving you love. I'm just giving you training, not asking for anything in return. All right. So because of that, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. All right. And hit that subscribe button if you like getting free training without getting recruited and without getting trying to sell you leads. All right, let's get to the video. So guys, as some of you might know, there are a lot of health conditions and final expense. Final expense is ages 50 to 85, right? And guess what? Because these are seniors that we're going to go see, that we're trying to sell life insurance to, a lot of them are sick. Okay, they have conditions. They got diabetes. They got just a plethora of health conditions. And if you don't know what you're talking about, you're going to put a lot of them with guaranteed issue, which is a 2-year waiting period product, when they can get level coverage somewhere else, which is first day coverage. All right. And now, what are the most common conditions, you might ask? Okay. What are the most common conditions? Well, the most common conditions have to do with probably about 4 different things. Okay, 4 different areas. All right, and I'll just cover that really quickly, and then we'll get into all the ones that are kind of a little more rare. But these are the 4 most common, I guess, categories that you'll have to put it in. Okay. The first one is anything that has to do with the lungs or breathing. Okay. A lot of different conditions, and there's going to be certain carriers that are going to cover people with lung problems, okay? Because there's certain carriers that cover certain niches and they don't cover other niches, right? Other group of conditions is going to be diabetes. Whether they're on the pills or taking insulin, they have neuropathy, different complications with diabetes. Well, guess what? Different carriers cover those too. So that's going to be another category. Third one's going to be heart problems / like strokes, right? Okay. And then the last category is going to be psychiatric problems, the crazies, some of it, and then also, depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, just different things like that. Those are going to be in the third category. Okay, so category number 1, and again, just because a certain carrier is really loose, in one of these categories, it doesn't mean it's going to be loose in every single thing. A lot of newer agents, they think that, oh, this carrier is going to cover COPD. Wow, I'm going to get this carrier and I'm just going to write everybody with them because they're this loose. No, most carriers, they're going to be strong in a certain category, right? And there might be multiple of the categories, but when they're strong in the category, you're going to want to remember which category they're strong in, okay, for simplicity. But on the cheat sheet, it kind of has this diagram. But So lungs, carriers that are going to be good for lung problems, whether it be COPD, chronic asthma, black lung, different things like that, all in the same category, right? COPD. What's chronic asthma? Well, a lot of people have asthma, but chronic asthma is the carriers, certain carriers will say, well, chronic asthma is different from asthma because chronic asthma means you're taking an inhaler more than once a week. Okay. So if you're taking an inhaler more than once a week, you have chronic asthma. And a lot of carriers, they're going to say it's basically COPD, but other carriers, they're not. So if you just have COPD, guess what? It's going to be Liberty Bankers Life Standard, Transamerica Standard, Americo Ultra Protector 2, which is basically their standard. Okay. What about chronic asthma? Well, Royal Neighbors of America is going to take chronic asthma. If you write chronic asthma with Transamerica, for example, they're going to put it as standard. But with Royal Neighbors, it's going to be level first aid coverage. It's going to be a better rate with chronic asthma with Royal Neighbors. So now moving over to diabetes, you always want to ask the people, are you taking the pills or insulin? Right? That's going to make a difference. Some carriers are going to penalize them for taking insulin. Like Transamerica, they're going to get standard if they're on insulin. But guess what? Americo will take the insulin with the Eagle Premier product. First aid, doesn't matter what age they were diagnosed. Okay, same with the pills. All right, what about complications with diabetes? Complications could include neuropathy, retinopathy, different things like that. Those are the two most common ones. The most common one would be neuropathy. Okay. Royal Neighbors of America is great for diabetes with complications. Okay. Retinopathy and neuropathy. First aid coverage with Royal Neighbors. All right. And just so you guys know, the cheat sheet, check it out. I mean, it covers 104 niches. So at the end of the video, I'm going to show you where you can go download that for free. Okay. Also, neuropathy is covered with Transamerica level with preferred. I don't really like writing Transamerica with people with neuropathy though, because most people with neuropathy, since it's like a complication of diabetes, they're gonna be on insulin. Okay. And then what does that say? That's gonna be Transamerica standard. So I just always say, hey, if they have any kind of complications, just write them with Royal Neighbors. Okay. What about heart problems? Okay. If they have a heart problem that's over 1 year since they had it, Americo Eagle Premier will take it level first aid coverage. A lot of other carriers, they're going to ask in the last 2 years or in the last 18 months. Americo Eagle, they're going to ask in the last 12 months. That's huge. That is huge. Okay. What if they're taking nitroglycerin? Okay. What that is it's a pill that if they're having heart problems like angina or they're having a heart attack, they can take this little pill. It looks like a rat poison. It comes in a little tiny bottle, and they can take it while they're having a heart attack or angina, heart pain, and instantly they'll feel better. Okay, so Transamerica, this is a really interesting niche. Okay, if you don't have Transamerica, this is going to be guaranteed issue. But Transamerica standard will take someone that has been prescribed nitros but hasn't taken them in the last year. Okay, prescribed but hasn't taken them in the last year will be standard rates with Transamerica. What if you're taking blood thinners? Okay, blood thinners, Americo Eagle, we'll take most of them except for Coumadin, which is also warfarin. But Royal Neighbors of America will take Coumadin and warfarin, blood thinner, and also Transamerica Preferred is good with a warfarin Coumadin blood thinner. That's the worst one. That's the most hardcore blood thinner. But Americo Eagle will take any other blood thinner for the most part. So what about TIA or mini stroke? This is a super niche. Royal Neighbors of America, even if they had a TIA, which is also a mini stroke, if they had one of those the day before you're over at the person's house or selling them over the phone, guess what? RNA first day coverage, which is Royal Neighbors of America. Super niche there. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is every time someone said they had a stroke, you want to ask them, was it a mini stroke or full-on stroke? If they don't know if it's a full-on stroke or not, you just got to assume the worst. Okay, but some people say, oh no, the doctor said it was a mini stroke. Then you can say, okay, Royal Neighbors of America, because they can answer no to the question that's talking about the strokes. Okay. What about the psychiatric problems? That's the last category here, and then we'll get into the more niche ones. But for the most part, depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar, guess what? Americo Eagle Premier will cover all of those health conditions. I've had somebody that was taking 2 or 3 bipolar medications, schizophrenia, and depression medication all at once. Americo Eagle Premier level first day coverage. Product is sweet. That is an insane product. All right, that's level coverage, by the way. And then mental incapacity. That's also one that you'll find from time to time. Americo Eagle will also cover that level first day coverage. So that's why I always say psychiatric problems. You're going to want to go Americo. Heart problems, stroke. Well, guess what? Heart problems. Americo asked in the last 12 months. So that's super niche. Most carriers are going to ask in the last 2 years. Guess what? I'm going to write Americo Eagle Premier. All these companies, all these all these IMOs that don't really write that much Americo, you guys are missing out on so much business. It's insane. What about so diabetes for the most part? If you're going to say, Mike, if you're going to just have one carrier for people with diabetes, just to simplify, I would say RNA. Just for the most part. But if they don't have complications, Americo Eagle will also work. Freaking awesome product once again. Okay, COPD, asthma. If you were going to say which carrier will you write, just any lung problems, I will probably say Americo Ultra Protector 2. Okay, I would say Americo Ultra Protector 2. All right. Now let's move on to the more niche health conditions that you're not going to find all the time. Like these are pretty much, you could underwrite probably, I would say, shoot, over 50% of the health conditions just from what the information I gave you. Okay. Right up until this point, but this is still going to be really important. Okay. Now we're going to go alphabetical order. There's 104, so I'm going to go really quick. All right. First one, assistance with activities of daily living. Okay. Transamerica, Americo, Royal Neighbors of America will accept it to a certain extent. Now, in some of these carriers, when I mention it, there's going to be certain criterias, but I'm not going to get into it. But basically, do your own research. Get out the application, and it's all about if they can answer yes or no to the health question. If they can answer no to the question that's about this, then they're good to go. Right? What about atrial fibrillation? Americo Eagle. Okay, Americo Eagle Premier, Royal Neighbors of America, Transamerica will be standard, Liberty Bankers Life will be standard, Prosperity will be immediate first day coverage level. What about AIDS and HIV? Oh, that brings me to, let me back up for a second. What about there's some conditions that are always going to be GI, guaranteed issue. Write these down. No matter what, I don't care if you have 100 different carriers. It's always going to be guaranteed issue with these. Okay. If they're on oxygen, if they have AIDS or HIV, okay, it's always going to be guaranteed issue. If they have any kind of dementia, Alzheimer's, okay, so those 3 things. If they have stuff going on with their brain, with their memory, Alzheimer's, things like that, that's one category, always going to be guaranteed issue. Anything with AIDS, HIV, that's going to be guaranteed issue every single time. And then if they're on oxygen, okay? Even if they have COPD, remember COPD, there's some carriers that'll take it, level first day coverage with standard rates. Well, if they're on oxygen, it knocks them out, okay? So those 3 areas is always gonna be guaranteed issue. Remember that. You don't wanna waste a bunch of time trying to qualify people. Is just write them guaranteed issue and move on, right? Okay, going back to what we were talking about. What about Lou Gehrig's disease? Also known as ALS, right? If they've had it for over 2 years, diagnosed over 2 years, this is super niche. Royal Neighbors of America, level first day coverage. If you don't have that carrier, you are missing out on so many conditions. Phenomenal carrier for health conditions. People see the rates. Oh no, the rates. Well, why are the rates a little higher? It's because they approve most people. I mean, common sense, right? What about alcohol abuse? Transamerica within 1 year is not going to be level. Okay, but if it's been over 2 years, it's going to be preferred. Royal Neighbors of America, if it's been within 2 years, it's going to be a decline. Americo Eagle, if it's been over 2 years, it's going to be level. Okay, Alzheimer's dementia, we already said it's going to be guaranteed issue. We use AIG. They pay 20% higher comp, and their rates are the best. But amputation due to disease. Check this out. Americo Eagle, even if it was due to diabetes, amputation, it's going to be immediate first day coverage, which is super niche. All right. Royal Neighbors of America, if it was an amputation due to diabetes, it's going to be decline. But if it is due to an accident, well, guess what? It's going to be level first day coverage. What about an aneurysm? Americo Eagle is going to be immediate coverage as long as there's no complications with the aneurysm. Okay. Angina, which is also chest pain. Americo Eagle, if it's been over 12 months since they've been diagnosed with angina, level first day coverage. Angioplasty, which is also circulatory heart surgery, Americo Eagle is going to be level. Royal Neighbors of America is going to be level if it's over 2 years. Transamerica, if it's been over 2 years, it's going to be preferred. So yeah, assisted living, Americo Eagle immediate. Royal Neighbors of America level. What about asthma? Americo Eagle level. If it's chronic asthma, Royal Neighbors of America level. Okay. Transamerica, we already talked about this before, but if it's chronic asthma, it's going to be standard with Transamerica. All right. What if they're bedridden? AIG. It's going to be guaranteed issue every time. Bipolar, Americo Eagle level, Royal Neighbors of America level. What about a brain tumor? Americo Eagle level, Royal Neighbors of America level. What about bronchitis? Americo Ultra Protector 1 will be Ultra Protector 2 if chronic. All right. Bronchitis, also Royal Neighbors of America level. That is going to be Transamerica standard, so I wouldn't even consider it. What about a heart bypass? If it's been over 12 months since they had the heart bypass, it's going to be Americo Eagle immediate first day coverage. If it's been over 2 years since they had the heart bypass, Royal Neighbors of America. What about cancer? Americo Eagle, if it's been 2 years since they've been diagnosed and treated for cancer. Royal Neighbors of America, same thing. If it's been over 2 years since they've been diagnosed and treated for. Okay. Which most, I think, pretty much all final expense carriers, it's going to have to be 2 years since they've been diagnosed and treated for. Okay. What about current cancer? That's just going to be AIG. Cardiomyopathy, AIG, or Royal Neighbors of America, if it's been over 2 years. That's huge. Cardiomyopathy, if it's been over 2 years since diagnosed, okay, going to be Royal Neighbors of America. Cerebral palsy, Americo Eagle, immediate. First day coverage, Royal Neighbors of America level. Circulatory surgery, Americo Eagle level. If it's been over 1 year, Royal Neighbors of America. If it's been over 2 years. Cirrhosis of the liver, Americo Ultra Protector 1 if it's been over 2 years. If it's only been 1 year, but if it's been over 1 year, Ultra Protector 2. Cirrhosis of the liver's Americo Eagle Premier is going to be declined if ever diagnosed. Okay. Royal Neighbors of America level if it's been over 2 years since diagnosed. All right. Transamerica if it's been over 12 months since diagnosed with cirrhosis, standard rates, first day coverage. What about congestive heart failure? That's going to be AIG. It's going to be guaranteed issue. What about COPD with no oxygen? We've covered this already, but you're going to be Transamerica Standard, Liberty Bankers Life Standard, or Americo Ultra Protector 2. Okay. If they're on COPD with oxygen, it's going to be guaranteed issue every time. Cystic fibrosis, Americo Eagle, level first day coverage, Royal Neighbors of America level. What if they've been declined by another carrier? See, there's some carriers that ask if they've been declined by another carrier. If you say yes, if they have, well, guess what? It's going to be automatic decline no matter what. It's tough. But guess what? Americo Eagle, Premier, they don't care. They don't ask. Royal Neighbors of America, they don't care. They don't ask. All right. What if they have a defibrillator in their heart? It's going to be Americo Eagle level of over 1 year. Royal Neighbors of America level of over 2 years. Depression, Americo Eagle level. Royal Neighbors of America level. Diabetes, no complications. Americo Eagle level, pill or insulin. No minimum age on the diagnosis. Okay. Royal Neighbors of America is going to be level, even if they're on insulin, but they can't be diagnosed. They can't have they can't have been taken insulin before the age of 30. Okay, that's why I would just write everybody that doesn't have complications with diabetes with Americo Eagle and just move on. Too many things to remember. But what if they have diabetes with complications, such as neuropathy, retinopathy? Royal Neighbors of America level, Americo Ultra Protector 2. Diabetic coma, Americo Ultra Protector 2 level, unless it's been 3 years since the diabetic coma. All right. Liberty Bankers Life is going to be level, or unless it's been within 2 years. So it's been over 2 years since they had a diabetic coma, they're going to be fine. What about dialysis? AIG. What if they have a Direct Express card? Okay, what carriers take Direct Express or credit cards? Transamerica, AIG, but it's also going to be a 2-year wait every time. Also, Prosperity, they take Direct Express cards, and Prosperity is one of my favorite carriers. They're real good. I haven't updated the cheat sheet for Prosperity, so that's why you're not going to be hearing any of them on here. But they cover a lot of conditions. But anyway, what if they have a disability? Americo Eagle level, Royal Neighbors of America level. Driver's license suspended / DUI. Americo Eagle, Royal Neighbors, both level. Drug abuse. Americo Eagle level, if not told by a doctor to seek treatment. Okay. Emphysema. Americo Eagle Ultra Protector 2. Epilepsy. Americo Eagle level. Okay. Felony. Americo Eagle level. Heart attack. If it's been over 1 year since they had a heart attack, Americo Eagle level. Heart disease, Royal Neighbors of America level. Heart surgery, Americo Eagle, if it's been over 12 months since the heart surgery. Heart valve surgery, Americo Eagle level, it's been over 1 year. Height and weight, okay? Companies that don't ask about the height and weight, Royal Neighbors of America, they never ask about height and weight. But remember, this is final expense. Most carriers are pretty loose with with the height and weight. So, don't just say, oh, anybody that's big, I'm going to ride them with Royal Neighbors. Well, you can, but if you actually look at the height and weight guidelines, they're so loose. They can be pretty overweight and still qualify for most final expense companies. So, but if they're super, super obese, Royal Neighbors of America. Okay. What about hepatitis of the liver? Americo Eagle, immediate first day coverage. Royal Neighbors of America will be level if no treatment. Decline if treatment within 2 years. Okay. What about home health care? Royal Neighbors of America, level. What about a hospital stay? As long as, and this is super niche, if they're not currently in the hospital, Americo Eagle, level. As long as they're not currently in the hospital. So let's say they got out, here over 6 months ago. It's going to be Americo Eagle. Royal Neighbors of America, they could have got out of the hospital last week, still qualify for first day coverage. It's pretty niche there. Huntington's disease, Americo Eagle level. Renal disease without dialysis, Americo Eagle immediate, as long as it's not chronic. Okay. Incarceration, but not currently. Okay, if they're currently incarcerated, which is, they're in prison or jail, they can't get coverage anywhere. But if they have it in their past, they can get Americo Eagle level. What about irregular heart rhythm? Americo Eagle level. Royal Neighbors of America level. What about lupus? Americo Eagle immediate first day coverage. What about if they smoke marijuana? Americo Eagle non-smoker rates. See, Americo Eagle, they only ask if they've smoked cigarettes in the last 12 months. So if they dip, if they smoke cigars, if they smoke cigarillos, if they smoke weed, marijuana, anything like that, they can answer that question no, so it'd be non-smoker rates, right? Mental incapacity, Americo Eagle level. Multiple sclerosis or cerebral palsy, Americo Eagle level. Muscular dystrophy, Transamerica, if it's been over 1 year since diagnosed. Okay. Royal Neighbors of America, if it's been over 2 years. Level first day coverage. What about nebulizer, which is it's a type of inhaler. It's for more chronic asthma. Americo Eagle level first day coverage. Neuropathy, which is a complication of diabetes, is going to be Royal Neighbors of America level first day coverage, or Americo Ultra Protector 2. What about neuromuscular disease? Americo Eagle, first day coverage. Organ transplant, that's going to be guaranteed issue AIG. What about oxygen use? Guaranteed issue AIG. Pancreatitis, which is chronic. Americo Eagle, level first day coverage. How can you not write this product? For all my competitors out there, like seriously, within the next 30 days after this video is out there, there's going to be so many people that are going to grab Americo Eagle Premier. It's going to become a popular product, hopefully, because I think it's the hidden gem of the final expense industry. Just listen to all this. It's crazy the amount of conditions that it covers. Like it's the most loose underwriting product in the industry, and just let this video prove that. Okay. Parkinson's disease, Americo Eagle level first day coverage. That will be standard with Transamerica. Okay. So it'll be a little more expensive, but if you only have Transamerica, that'll work. What about a pacemaker? Americo Eagle immediate. As long as the batteries have been changed less than 2 years. Okay. Pending surgery, which is scheduled. Americo Eagle, if it's as long as it's over 1 year since that. Okay, retinopathy, which is complications of diabetes. When they're not taking care of themselves, they'll kind of start to lose their vision. That's going to be Royal Neighbors of America level first day coverage. Schizophrenia, Americo Eagle level. Royal Neighbors of America level unless mental incapacity. Okay, but remember, Americo Eagle takes mental incapacity. They're okay with that. Seizures, Americo Eagle level. Sickle cell anemia, Americo Eagle level. Sleep apnea, Americo Eagle level. As long as there's no oxygen tanks. Okay, if there's oxygen tanks, I'm sorry, it's going to be guaranteed issue. Okay. Spinal bifida, Americo Eagle level. Royal Neighbors of America level. Stent, Americo Eagle, as long as it's been over 1 year since the stent. Okay. Transamerica, if it's been over 1 year but under 2 years, it's going to be standard. If it's been over 2 years, they'll take it preferred. Stroke within 12 months, it's going to be AIG, guaranteed issue. Stroke, as long as it's been over 12 months, I believe, with Americo Eagle will be level. Royal Neighbors of America, if over 18 months, will be level. Okay. Stroke, after 2 years, Americo Eagle, Royal Neighbors of America. What about a TIA? If they had a TIA or a mini stroke, if it's been over 1 year, Americo Eagle will take it. Royal Neighbors of America level, they don't ask about it. So even if they had it yesterday, they can qualify for level first day coverage. Ulcerative colitis, Americo Eagle level, Royal Neighbors of America level. What if they're using a walker? Okay, Americo Eagle will take a wheelchair as long as it's temporary use. Okay, there can't be chronic use or permanent use. But if and then Royal Neighbors of America, if they're using a walker, I usually write them with Royal Neighbors of America because they don't ask. They're okay with walkers. Liberty Bankers Life, they don't like walkers. They're gonna probably decline them because they don't like people with certain disabilities. They're going to ask them if they have a disability. They're going to ask them if they're using a walker, things like that. So just write them with Royal Neighbors. You'll be fine. And it's crazy, different carriers, like let's say Lincoln Heritage, man, they'll put them at a modified or a graded if they have a walker or wheelchair. So it's pretty cool. Wheelchair, as long as it's not confined. Transamerica, that's only if level preferred, as long as it's not temporary. Rural Neighbors of America, if not confined. Okay. Wheelchair confined. It's going to be AIG. All right, if they're confined to a wheelchair. What about grandchild or child policies? Well, Americo, with all their products, has child and grandchild riders. They're super cheap, super competitive. I highly recommend it. I add it on to almost every sale I get. I mean, you can add it on for $1 per grandchild. And when you say that, their eyes just light up. I mean, seriously, why aren't you riding Americo Eagle? What about single pays? Rural Neighbors of America has single pays. Let's say someone has $10,000 in the bank. Oh, well, I'm going to use this for my final expenses. Great. Roll it into a single pay, and it'll be a paid up policy for 15, 20,000. Great investment. What about 10 or 20 pays? Rural Neighbors of America has 20 pays. Transamerica has 10 pays. And that'll do it, guys. Again, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you like my videos, if you like the content that's unadulterated, not trying to sell you crap, not trying to recruit you, just giving you great value. If you appreciate that, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, all right, and go ahead and check out my my website here. Okay, my website, finalexpensedojo.com. Go there and I'll show you how to get the underwriting cheat sheet. Okay. When you go there, you're going to get a pop-up. Just go ahead and type in your email address in the pop-up. You're going to hit download now. It's going to redirect it to a different screen. Okay. And right there is going to be the 104 niche underwriting cheat sheet. It's going to be the exact one that I just talked about today in the notes. Where is that at? Let me show you. Here we go. Check it out. 104 niche underwriting cheat sheet. And there's other carriers that were listed on here, but Americo Eagle Premier takes most health conditions. So I just kind of wanted to, it's best to use the least amount of carriers. So if I were to say, hey, Mike, if you were to say, hey, Mike, what carrier are you, if you had to go captive and would only write, if I was face to face, I would do Americo Eagle. If I was doing telesales, I would do Prosperity. Okay. Prosperity is also really good for in-home sales as well, depending on the state. But yeah, check it out. Go there, download the cheat sheet, and then I'm gonna subscribe you to my email list, and I'm gonna send you training. If you don't like being subscribed to that, you know what? You can hit unsubscribe. I'm not gonna spam you. I'm just gonna give you free training. I'm not gonna try to sell you stuff. Okay. So go ahead, opt in on my website, and just go to my website, finalexpensedojo.com. You don't have to type in all this stuff. Just type in finalexpensedojo.com. It's going to go to my homepage. It's going to be a pop-up. Just type in your email, hit download now. It's going to redirect to another page where there's going to be the cheat sheet right there. All right. If you have any questions, if you're interested possibly in a telesales opportunity, we're only recruiting for telesales right now. You can go ahead and give me a call if you'd like, but we're pretty selective. So only if you've had experience selling over the phone. We have unlimited internet leads that are very high quality. Some of the same ones that you see on my YouTube channel. All the testimonials, super, super high quality. We have unlimited for the telesales agents. But if you just want to come out here and get the cheat sheet, go ahead and do that, man. Why not? And if you already have a cheat sheet, dude, just download mine. And if you want to take it, if you want to steal a bunch of stuff on it, go ahead. I don't care. Shoot, I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you. Let's grow together. All right. Appreciate it. See you next time.